I'm Corbett Wall with DV Auction, here with your feeder flash for Friday, December the 20th, where politics have ruled the airways and the news late in the year here as we get into the Christmas holiday. The impeachment of our great president, Donald Trump, that they've crammed down our throat here in the House of Representatives. What a joke it was. And sure enough, they went ahead and voted it in, and then didn't even have guts enough to send it on to the Senate, where they knew it was going to be voted down just as much as they knew they were going to vote it in. But it did not scare your markets at all. I'll tell you how scary it was. Your stock market, your NASDAQ, your S&P 500, all closed at new all-time highs once again. So everybody knew what was going to happen. Everybody knows how it's going to turn out. And it probably just come back and blew up in their face. But your cattle markets, just the same, didn't seem to bother anything there. Your ag markets, everything's looking good. Let's look at the board for Thursday. December live cattle futures down just 12 cents at 122.12. February down a half a dollar at 125.62. January feeder cattle up 17 cents at 144.72, and March down 7 cents at 144.82. Did have fat cattle trade, and could have been more, but it was wide open for anybody that wanted to take it at higher money, so you can't really argue too much about that. But for the most part, your Southern Plains feedlots got a 120 live. That would be a full buck higher there. Northern Plains 192 dress, that'd be $2 higher. Now on the live basis, Northern Plains or Midwest, they did have 120 to 121. The 120 was readily available. The 121 reserved mostly for western Nebraska, out in Colorado, places like that, and then a few of the better deals in Iowa, maybe some confined cattle that weren't too muddy. But I'll give you the rundown of what come through mandatory price reporting that was confirmed for the day on Thursday, and then there were more sales than that didn't get quite put in. But this is sure enough the market. Iowa, 8,800 head, ranged on a live basis from 119 to 121, and like I said, a lot of 121 in Iowa. Dress basis 190 to 192. Nebraska, over 10,000 head, 120 to 121, mostly 121 because the guys just wouldn't take 120. The ones that couldn't get the 121, the guys in the central and eastern portions of the state, they just didn't sell them. They might have sold them dressed if they wanted, but they wanted that 121 live bid. Some guys couldn't get it. The guys out west that could get it mostly took it. Dress basis pretty much all at 192. And like I said, that'd be full $2 higher. Kansas, 12,100 head confirmed there, all at 120. Just a few dress sales will be up in the northwest corner there, 190 to 192. And this is where that confidentiality hurt you. Texas nor Colorado either printed any kind of a report due to confidentiality. It would have been kind of nice to know how many they moved or how that was going, but we know that Colorado is getting 121, Texas got 120. Could have been a heavier movement, like I said. If they would have give everybody the 121 in the Midwest, you could have had a heavier movement. But for a week leading right into the holidays here, probably not going to be too bad. Box beef cutout values, after dropping big time middle of the week, just a pinch lower on Thursday to kind of finish things up here for our major trading before we go into the holiday weeks. But choice cuts on Thursday afternoon, $208.99 down 58 cents. Select cuts, $200.99 down 58. And curious that it just held the $8 choice select spread that it had on Wednesday, and maybe that was by design. Your slaughter, 486,000 through Thursday, same as last week, and quite a bit bigger than the same week a year ago. Your actual slaughter come in for the week ending December the 7th. It had actual dress steer weights at 906 pounds. That dropped 5 pounds from just the previous report, and it is time for it to do that seasonally as we get into mostly calves now that are being killed instead of the bigger yearlings. But that 906 pounds that we had for the week ending December 7th here, that was still 10 pounds bigger than the same week a year ago. But a big fed kill of steers and heifers on that first week of December, 536,000 head. That made that the largest fed kill for that week since way back in the early 2000s. So we've been having a pretty good clip of harvest here for quite some time, and it looks like we're going to go on into that. Your packer margins are getting extremely tight now. I don't you guys shed a tear for them. I know you feel bad about that, and I think they're going to be able to have Christmas at their house, so you don't need to send any leftovers over to them. But they've had a pretty good year so far. But you know, with them paying $192 for fats, and select cuts are just over or just under 201. That's a lot closer than where we were at there, you know, middle of the summer there, back after that fire, when they were working with those giant margins and making over $400 a head. They may not be making $200 a head now, but I think they're probably going to get by. Cattle on Feed report is coming out here on Friday. Not expecting it to be a major shakeup, but they've got the December 1st inventory pegged at 101.9% of the same time a year ago. Got the placements at 101 even of the average of the analyst guess, and marketing's at 97.2 just because there were fewer days in the period that they were testing there. But what else is going on? The USMCA passed here, and it's funny, some of the things that Trump's been trying to get done here for over a year, after they impeach him, then they're going to go ahead and give him a victory to make it look good for them. So they went ahead and passed the UMCA, that trade deal with Mexico and Canada, through the House of Representatives. So now it'll go on to Senate. Not sure if they'll get anything done on it before the holidays or the end of the year, but doubt it. But there's a lot of beef people that are unhappy because they didn't get any amendments put on that for country of origin labeling. But you know, the truth is we've just got too small of a voice. You know, if you figure we're 2% of the population, those of us in production agriculture, and your cattle people would be way less than half of that. So you know, you figure maybe we're 0.5% of the population. Without getting together and all pushing in the same direction, we just don't have enough voice. And even that half of us that can't agree on really what direction to go in. So it's not going to get done on these things. We're not going to change World Trade Organization rules, and we're not going to change these big trade deals by getting something in there for the beef if the few of us that actually do it can't all get together. I think we could get together and get behind this U.S. Beef Integrity Act. That would go a long way in getting what we want, and that's something that's achievable. It's a doable deal. So you know, maybe if everybody would get behind that, and I mean everybody, I mean the trade associations and the people that are outspoken, because you know, it may not be exactly what you want, but it gets a lot of it, and it's something that we can achieve. And being around at some of these meetings and talking to some Congress people. It's something that they think they can get pushed through. Some of the other deals, they're not sure if they can, and they're not sure what it would take to get it done. So maybe we've got to pick our battles that we can win. We've got a few sales left here at the very end of the year. Ozarks Regional Stockyards, West Plains, Missouri, they've got a special cow sale noon Saturday. Got a lot of good bred cows on there, some bred heifers. Some older cows bred, but they'll have a good test of cows there. Be a good place to go on Saturday there and stay out of the shopping mall. Four State Stockyards, Exeter, Missouri. You can watch their feeder special on DV Auction. It's Friday here. They've got a special weanback sale. You can get on that sale and you can view and bid right there on dvauction.com. You can watch that cow sale at West Plains right there and do that. Talked to Toby Myers up there in Sylvan Grove, Kansas. He's going to have a cow sale on Saturday too. He's expecting a pretty good run of cows. Got one dispersal of Red Angus cows that he told me about. And then he's going to have a feeder sale on Monday. Might be the only one in captivity, but I don't know if it's greed or what it is, but he is going to have a sale on Monday, and said he's going to have just short of 1,000 head of good feeders there, and sure enough going to have some yearlings. If you guys want to spend some money before the end of the year, might be one of the last feeder sales you can actually get on. What else is going on in your markets for feeder cattle? Real-time index on DV auction 145.44, up 32 cents. So I don't know that it was really up that much on Thursday, but we're dropping off some lower markets from a week ago. So that's a 7-day moving average there, just like the CME Cash Feeder Cattle Index. But some of your big sales that they had on Thursday, all of them pretty much higher. Winter livestock, Pratt, Kansas, around 2,750 head there. Feeder steers, $3 to $5 higher. Feeder heifers were $2 to $4 lower in a light test. Farmers and ranchers livestock in Salina, Kansas, 2,300 there. Feeder steers, it was about the same. Feeder steers steady to $5 higher. Feeder heifers steady to $2 lower, and kind of a lighter test, or not as good a comparison there. But several individual quotes that I want to give you. Ogallala livestock in Ogallala, Nebraska. Look at this quote on some light steer calves. They'd be fancy there in western Nebraska. 56 head, 506 pounds at $188.50. Wow, that's pretty darn good. How about Joplin Regional Stockyards? You know, they had a Thursday sale, and it wasn't really a special wingback sale. It was a sale just to clean things up. They sold all classes there because they have a Monday sale and they didn't want to have it through the holidays, so they just threw a Thursday sale. Got over 3,000 head there. Pretty good run, and an awful good market. It was steady to $5 higher than just Monday. So this market's really firing on all cylinders as we pull it in for the end of the year. But they're at Joplin, which you can also watch right there, dvauction.com. Every time they have a sale, Joplin Regional Stockyards, 88 head of 849 pound steers bring $148.75. That's as much as they bring anywhere, guys. Another DV auction sale, Nevada Livestock Marketing, Fallon, Nevada. They had a pretty good sale there. Jack Payne, he's been signed up with DV auction now. They may be in a very rural part of the United States, but pretty good deal there, and had 65 head of those real light desert calves there, 487 pounds, and bringing a pretty good price, as you can see right there. Valentine, Nebraska, they just blew everything out of the water, and they had a lot of really good special reputation consignments. A lot of them were Charolais Cross, including this big string of steers I'm going to tell you about. 230 head of them, weighed 736 pounds at $166. I'll be giving you guys one more report to start the week off last week, and that'll kind of wrap up this whole week before we go into the holiday, and then we won't have much of anything next week through Christmas because all of our sales will be shut down. But that's your feeder flash for Friday.